Then down to Furibundus. Enemies of humanity have been spotted aboard ship. Warp beasts have enthralled the crew in charge of one of the macro cannons and massacred those who resist the heresy. Lord Captain is their only hope. We can send armor, weapons, so the people can take them out, or we take care of it on our own. Alright, we'll go take care of it. Sure. We've done this sort of thing before, but it's been a while. What kind of heresy do we have here? Oh, okay. Bloodletters. We have cultists of Khorne. I don't think we've dealt with Khorne yet. A lot of Nurgle, a lot of Slaanesh, some Tzeentch. Not a lot of Slaanesh, some Slaanesh.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Alright. Let's... Well, that's a really defended spot. Can't see anything from it, but... Yeah. Cassia, you can go into full cover there. We'll put ourselves into... I don't know. Cassia move farther? She can. Maybe we'll put her in full cover here then. Put ourselves into full cover there. Juliet. I like the full cover, but she wouldn't be able to sidestep over to actually get vision. Technically, that has full cover from something unknown there. Maybe I just put her here. It's not amazing cover, but it's cover from some of the group. As for our melee people, I'm thinking Cassia is just going to blast this group with her third eye, so I don't want to put anyone at risk over there. So Abelard, let's get you ready to charge. Heinrichs, we'll get you ready to charge. Over here. Oh, I did not realize that is explosive. That's awkward. It's not good cover. Pascal, you can be sort of in the middle. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, so Cassia. Let's set up our front line here. And our back line with Juliet. And for our dodge bonuses, oh, I guess I've been mixing up the names. Rear is the crit chance, backline is the dodge. Sure. We'll give the dodge bonuses to, I think, Ignatius, because he's probably going to get a giant explosion near him, and it'll be good if he is better at able to dodge it. Now, let's give Ignatius that bonus. Then light himself on fire.
Nothing I can't do.
I like the weird echoey voice effect. It's nice. That is the end of your free turn. Now, your third eye. Yeah, you can hit all of them. Perfect.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Hopefully that'll stun basically all of them. It is Ignatius's turn already. Fantastic. Let's light the bloodletters on fire.
Not a problem for me.
That is not doing the kind of damage I was hoping for. I noticed it wasn't doing much damage, but I was hoping the ongoing fire would still be high, but it is not.
All too easy.
Run and gun. I could firestorm on you. It will hit Pascal, which isn't ideal, and Heinrichs. That will do crazy damage to Heinrichs, but it'll kill all of them. Well, it might kill all of them. I think I'm gonna have to sacrifice Heinrichs here, because that is just too good of a hit to avoid.
Already done.
Yeah, it's a big hit on Heinrichs, not the end of the world. Let's do orchestrate flames to keep you on fire. I can do rebel and slaughter for whatever reason. And let's do inflame, which unfortunately is going to hit Heinrichs again. Oh, 0 damage. Fantastic. And we'll do steady superiority. Give us an extra attack. Do we use it to light you on fire? Or do I melt you? I think we melt you. That's doing significantly more damage. Like a lot.
Nothing I can't do.
Rather than wasting our time trying to light you on fire and drop you that way. Melta is clearly the way to go.
Suits my purposes.
Already back to high momentum. Fantastic. Alright, Iliad. We're basically done with this fight. If you could mark him as prey.
If I must.
Just for those bonuses.
This
And that.
is beneath me. I understand
Precise
your
attack.
intent. I am
Piercing
not
shot.
your xenos pet, monkey.
And then take a good shot on him.
If it serves your cause. Ancestors guide.
Nice. Okay. Good dodge. Abelard, please charge the demon for me.
One fewer turret.
You don't frighten me.
Okay. No problem. Easily took out all the cultists and the 2 giant demons. Cassie, are you standing in fire? Can you not?
Flashes are choking me.
None shall stand in my way.
Let's make sure there's nothing else in here that we need to look into. Oh yeah, this is the event where we dealt with Adira, or the location where we dealt with Adira and the demon version of Theodora. Right up here. I recognized this spot. Anything further up this way? Nope. Alright. We are good to just head back out. Couple of demons, no big problem.
Tolerate weakness.
Let's head into Footfall. And we'll need to bring Jai with us, which means I should probably level her up. Yikes. Shireen, if you find a spare minute on Footfall when you are not deciding our lackluster fates, I would be delighted to see you at my Amarikar in the Amsecus. I'll tell Octi to set aside some decent wine in case you decide to grace our humble party with your luminous presence. Amarkar, is that a kind of celebration? What kind of people will be at this party? Smugglers and thieves? It'd be my pleasure to attend your party. It is beneath me to attend such gathering. Yeah, is that some kind of celebration? It is an occasion celebrated on my world, Ifrit. It is the day when a person shows by their actions that they have reached maturity, that their spirit is ennobled. Among the Ifritian nobility, this day is considered more important than our symbolic events, such as the first cry or the day of repose. And by a wonderful coincidence, my Amarkar happens to fall on the day when I would also wish to celebrate my acquisition of the Mercatum Tabulae Officiale. What kind of people will be at this party? Smugglers and thieves? Only my nearest and dearest are invited. People whose visage makes my heart sing, my eyes glisten, and my lips bloom with praise for the Exalted One. That's not to say that you won't encounter thieves or smugglers among them. They make up the majority, in fact. It would be my pleasure to attend your party. The lowly regulars of the Amsecus will be telling their great-grandchildren about the time they had the honor of witnessing your dazzling visit to that unworthy dive, Shireen. That is, of course, if they live long enough to see their great-grandchildren. Oh. Jai is not part of our party for this. She's just going to show up there. Okay, well, we'll keep using the usual team, I suppose. So our goal is to get to the Amsecus.
Follow my lead.
Oh, we are already at the Amsecus. Okay. No problem then. Anyone of interest as we wander? Alright, so that's the party. Before Rogue Trader Von Valencius, Guardian of Order, Ruler of Great and Lesser Worlds. Yeah. Let's check out everywhere else first to see if there's anything of interest. The canter used to contain cheap amsec, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent. A suspicious person, or suspicious prowler. Hello. What? Why don't you clear off?
Victory awaits.
Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Gordy. How are you doing these days? Glad to see you again. I found the final cache in the chain. They had a message from Parsimus Duane, who is the creator of Footfall himself, who devised this series of riddles. A message from Duane himself. His eyes light up. The great dreamer and visionary. I should have guessed. Duane was passionate about his designs. It's no wonder he personally oversaw the creation of the booklet that described it, and even included a puzzle for the keen-minded. It's as if he spoke to me through the ages back then, just to lead me here. I feel I've been granted an honor. He takes a deep breath. I'm sorry, I should be thanking you first and foremost for listening to me and then solving the puzzles and then finding the time to tell me. Now I finally feel like it hasn't all been for nothing. I have an offer for you. Now that the puzzle from the booklet has been solved, how would you like to become my resident expert on all matters architectural? You could see dozens of worlds traveling aboard my ship. It's a fun idea. At least listening to your blathering hasn't been a waste of time. Farewell, old man. Yeah, how would you like to be my resident expert on architectural matters? Such good fortune is beyond even my wildest dreams, exclaims Gordy, practically bouncing in his seat. I'd be delighted to serve you and the interests of your dynasty. I believe I could offer you sound advice if you decided to build a cathedral or something, even more impressive, and I'll see to it that the Imperium architecture of the Koronus Expanse that I'll be fortunate enough to witness is all well documented. I'll add to your ship at once, thank you. Cool. Seems no one else of note here. Yeah, let's go to Jai's party, where we have Tora, Kor, Jai, and Octaviana, who I think was the barkeep.
It's about time.
Hello, Jai. You easily spot Jai in the group crowded around the table. The extravagant luxury of her attire and her gleaming augment set her apart from the rest. Seeing you, she exclaims, "May the gravitational wells of your worlds never lack for grip, just as my heart never lacks for joy at the sight of the rogue trader von Valencius." With an approving chuckle, Octaviana mutters, "I can't believe you actually roped the rogue trader into coming to your party. If the rogue trader raised a toast to your health, I'll start to believe you really are a princess and not just a smuggler with the gift of the gab. Please take a seat, your lordship." Observe the assembled group. How is your party going? Join the group. I'll gladly accept your offer or duty calls. Let's observe them first. Jai's friends look exactly like you would expect, like hardened operators of the cold trade, arrayed in the forbidding but glitzy style common to those who like to skirt the limits of the law. One pair in particular catches your eye. A young man and a woman, twins it seems, identical yet distinct from each other. The man has a lively face and a crazed look in his eye, while the woman is cold and calm and seems slightly drowsy. Octaviana readily tops up the glasses on the table, playing the role of consummate host, but you notice that her and Jai's chairs are drawn slightly closer together than usual for a pair who seem connected only by superficial acquaintance. How is your party going? We have been laughing and celebrating life, Shireen, as true friends do, but until your arrival, we were but stars in a moonless sky, merely heralding your coming. Now we are happy. Alright, I'll gladly accept your offer. Join the group. Octaviana draws out a bottle from under the table. The glass is as thick as your finger, and it's covered in wax seals. With no exaggeration, this is the finest amsec that has ever graced this bar. Jai personally acquired it, as she says, for a special occasion. It seems that you are the special occasion, your lordship. The crowd around the table falls silent, exchanging awkward looks. It would appear they are unaccustomed to drinking in the presence of lofty individuals such as you. Let us drink to the lady of the hour, Jai Hidari. Octaviana, are you and Jai friends? I mean, obviously. We knew that from our initial meeting of Jai when she was talking to Octaviana at the bar. Look at the other people around the table, so these are your associates. What were you talking about before I arrived, or I should take my leave? Why not give a toast to Jai Hidari? Let's drink to the lady of the hour, Jai Hidari. The assembled group burst into approving cheers, and the bar fills with the sound of clinking glasses. The amsec tastes exorbitantly expensive, sweeping you into a kaleidoscope of flavors. Tart floral bitterness, honeyed sweetness, and then other far more refined sensations that are nameless, owing to the small number who can afford to experience them. Bravo, Octi. This amsec will do me very well indeed. Jai's self-satisfied reply elicits general laughter, and the tension at the table seems to loosen slightly. Octaviana, are you and Jai friends? Octaviana offers you an arch smile. Friends, she is my worst enemy, the vengeful spirit of retribution sent to punish me for my youthful transgressions. Mistress Hidari has a special gift for knocking me off balance and dragging me into difficulty. I would have barred her from the Amsecus long ago if it weren't for her habit of tossing money around like confetti, and of paying triple for anything she breaks. Do you see, Shireen? Do you see the petty, miserly, callous, unforgiving friends the Exalted One has sent me? Look around at the other people at the table. So these are your associates. The precious roses in the garden of my soul, and the golden little bees that bring honeyed riches to my treasure house. Yes, this is my crew of the cold traders. The two identical ones are the trickster twins, my closest associates, Kor, our resident hothead, and his much wiser sister, Tora. Don't let her fool you, your lordship. She's only calling me a precious rose because you're here. When it's just us, I'm lucky if I get that arsehole with the gun. Kor chuckles good-naturedly. And because you are the arsehole with the gun, if I dragged you out of as many scrapes as Jai has, that's not the name I'd be using for you. I can tell you that much. Kor's sister rolls her eyes. Pay no attention to him, your lordship. Kor has nobody to blame but himself for that nickname. Oh, hello. Are you going to start a fight while I'm here? The man who has just approached the table is hideous by anyone's standards. A repulsive face, greasy hair, and bulging veins at his temples. His attempt at an amiable smile is so transparently false and off-putting that your fingers itch to reach for your weapon. With a surprised look askance at you, he says, Mistress Haydari, allow me to wish you a happy Amicar. Master Mercy could not let such an occasion go unmarked. He sends his warm wishes and a gift. Mercy's gift. While in combat, the wearer of this cloak gains a plus 15 bonus to fellowship whenever there are no enemies in a 4-cell radius. Interesting. I still don't really know how fellowship helps us in combat. Besides specific class features, I suppose, depending on your archetype. Oh, Falco, I am much obliged and touched by your presence. May the fire in your hearth burn forever bright and hot like the stars of the Gremnor system. Tell Mercy that this show of his precious attention toward my humble self brought dew to my eyes and a song to my heart. Whispered to Octaviana, isn't Falco the one who stole Jai's cargo? The very same. The greasy piece of grok shit, Octaviana says, wearing the sweetest, most amiable smile one could imagine. But the stars of the Gremnor system all died around 100,000 years ago, and the systems around them are a true breeding ground of death. Is it customary in the Casa Vallica to attend the parties of people you have tried to ruin? Who is Mercy? Where's your present for Jai, Falco? Ha! Yeah, is it customary for people in the Casa Vallica to attend parties of people you've tried to ruin? After you got involved in their turf war, they all decided that a peaceful resolution would be for the best. This here is a symbolic confirmation of the ceasefire. Who is this Mercy? Some big mysterious figure in the mission. The Casa Vallica put him here to keep a handle on things and to make sure the interests of the senior partners aren't forgotten. If anyone does become a bit forgetful, Mercy comes along, somebody dies, and everyone else panics and empties their pockets. Falco and Mercy aren't officially connected. Falco's just another prosperous mission agent, like Jai and other people. But Falco's happy to do Mercy's dirty work for him, and that's why he gets preferential treatment. Where is your present for Jai, Falco? The smuggler stares at you unblinking with his pale eyes, saying nothing. Then he rearranges his mouth into a smile, remarkable in its hideousness. Of course, your lordship. And this gift is from me personally, Mistress Adari. Exotic venom blade. It's a Drukhari weapon. I think we've seen a lot of those. But sure. I was expecting him to like stab it into her or something. As Falco turns away from the table, you see a snarl of feral hatred twist his already repulsive features. Yeah. Perhaps knowing that he didn't like her, we probably shouldn't have antagonized him, but it is funny. Xenos to the party? Yes, that's true. We did bring Irliet to the party. But I'm sure they don't mind. So what were you talking about before I arrived? Business, my dear. Tora, whose mind never strays from the chilly peaks of the mountains of money she's made, was telling me the latest cold trade news. Exciting times are upon us. We're not the only ones being tested for weak spots. Vladim's set on putting the ultra requisitors out of business, and it looks like he's got Mercy's blessing to do it. The big beasts are picking off the small ones. I think things are only going to get more interesting from here on out. That means it's time for us to step up and become major players, eh? Kor winks at Jai. I know a couple of Chegnars from the Ultraquisitors. They're dry as you like. We could tell them to cool their heels with us, and there will be more willing at the other altars. We could all take on Falco and even blow Vladim out of the airlock too. I don't know about taking on Vladim. He is the leader of Footfall. Kor, my sweet, before you go chewing Faisaline with Chegnars, you need to clear the altar and hide the pulses. If Vladim's playing all the lines, he won't touch me, but I don't want to shift the risk onto you. There's chatter about the commission. The conversation quickly turns into an impenetrable mishmash of terms from the secret argot of cold traders. Even foes are bowing down before Jai Hardari. That is something worth celebrating. And what better way to celebrate than with a game? With stakes, naturally. Today is my Amakar, and that's what I want. Jai draws a stack of carved plasteel tiles from her pocket. They're decorated with symbols and fine maglines. Holding the tiles in one hand and raising her glass with another, Jai asks, "What do you think, Shireen? Does the rogue trader have anything he's willing to wager?" Lore Imperium test succeeded. You recognize the tiles in Jai's hands. It is a set for Tantolo, a game popular among gamblers. Each player is dealt several tiles, which can be arranged into a pattern of a specific value by carefully matching up the mag lines. Whoever has the highest value wins. Woodsmen love playing Tantalo, which is usually won by luck or skill. So clearly I do understand a bit about the game, but I can still say I don't know the rules. Raise your goblet and salute, I shall play, or just take my leave. I don't know the rules. It's easy. Every player is dealt a few tiles. The tiles are connected by mag lines, and there are lots of possible combinations. You arrange the tiles in a design that has a particular value, and whoever has the highest value wins. Talking a mile a minute about the rules and the tile combinations, Jai deftly shuffles the stack of tiles. Alright, raise our goblet and salute, I shall play. Watch out for his lordship, lads. He was awful quick to agree just now. I have a sneaking suspicion about how the rogue trader acquired all his countless riches. But I'll warn you now, playing for money is considered wrong on a Efreet, because gaming is tempting fate, so instead, we're going to play for wishes. A pile of tiles is placed in front of you and the other players. Logic 45, look at our hand. We've got a 77% chance to succeed at this. And we did. You've been dealt a poor hand. You cannot make a high value arrangement from the tiles. Well, darn. Glancing at her tiles and grinning, Jai declares resolutely, I'm going to show my hand. The Exalted One loves me today. And if one doesn't show one's hand, what then? I'm going to show my hand as well, or drop your tiles on the table, no luck. What if one doesn't show their hand? Then you have a chance to bow out of the game without losing, but you can only do that before someone announces they're going to show their hand. But she's already announced that she's going to show her hand. She did it immediately, which means we can't bow out now? Since we know that we have a terrible hand, I don't think there's much point in continuing to play, so let's drop our tiles on the table, no luck. Chuckling, Jai tosses her tiles onto the table. Her hand is significantly better than yours, or anyone else's, and she was also the one shuffling. I suspect cheating, or some amount of arranging the tiles. And for my wish, I want everyone to drink to my good fortune. It has already granted me a gift fit for a queen. I'm talking about you, Shireen. May fortune continue to smile upon me. Everyone at the table eagerly raises their glasses. You join in before you are even aware you've done so. A new stack of tiles is already waiting for you on the table. You realize that moments have skipped past without your knowing. It seems the AMSEC is somewhat stronger than you thought. Well, that's probably a problem if we're getting unusually drunk. Look at our new hand with penalties, apparently, because we only have a 52% on this one. But we did succeed. Now, this one is definitely a good hand. One of the best you can get. When you look up, you see that everyone else apart from Jai has already tossed their tiles on the table in disappointment. It's just us two left, Shireen. I'm going to show my hand. Lay out your tiles, read them and weep. Show hand. Throw tiles on the table, I have nothing. Yeah, lay your tiles, read them and weep. You set your hand, and the side of your hand sets everyone at the table into a flurry of excitement, but then the chatter turns into a roar of triumph. Jai's hand is the most valuable in the game. Of course it is. Of course it is. I win again. What should I wish for? A wish of you, Shireen. Riches, obviously. Request a kiss when the opportunity presents itself. Given your profession, I would extract a promise of my assistance should you ever find yourself in trouble in the future. You should not get carried away. Some wishes are so difficult to fulfill that it's simpler to dispose of the asker. Ha! Just threaten her like, if you ask for something too big, I'll just kill you. I think for you, extracting a promise of assistance in the future makes the most sense. So this would be the way, presumably, to go to her romance. You promised to save me. What an exciting adventure that could turn out to be. It's almost worth getting into trouble for. I accept your stake. Tiles are dispersed around the table, forming piles in front of each player. You suddenly feel your body grow heavy. The treacherous AMSEC is slowly robbing you of your clarity of thought and dexterity. Jai, you wouldn't be cheating by any chance. Suddenly we have a major bonus to our logic. 87%. I'm gonna ask. She won't admit to it, even if I ask, but... How could you even suggest such a thing, Shireen? Has Jai Hidari really fallen so low that someone would think of me capable of deceit? Jai brings a hand to her chest in a tragic gesture to the approving guffaw of her associates. Alright, let's look at our tiles. Your hand is not especially good or bad. It's the kind of hand played only by someone desperate who has nothing left to bet. Before anyone says they're showing their hand, I'm announcing a condition. Seeing as it's my Amakar today, the only stake I'll play for is a dance. Try to cheat. We have a very good chance because we have high agility. I'm not opposed to a dance. Let's try to cheat. You reach for your goblet and accidentally catch a spare tile with your elbow, sweeping it into your free hand. Now you have an excellent set of tiles, but you would swear that Jai saw the little move. She saw it and said nothing. Haha. I mean, the fact we have one extra tile could be telling. I'll play. Glancing at your hand, Jai discards her own tiles face down. Mine are worse. Looks like you won, Shireen. I'll be delighted to grant you a wish. Light plays on Jai's dark skin and glints off the silver augmetic on her throat. Moving with the grace of a sand snake, she holds your gaze and smiles mischievously. Her dark curls fall across her face, and you see the saucy glint in her eyes through her alluring curtain of hair. This dance is called the Dance of the Captive Ravanian Girl. When the governor of Afrit, Selmkan, the Bright, crushed the Ravanian rebellion, the daughter of the rebel leader was brought to him, the beautiful Nayana. She danced for him, telling him of the struggle of her proud people, and then snatched a weapon from a guard's hands and aimed it at Selimkan. These names, with a spark of love that had kindled between them that day, stopped the Faisaline from igniting in the cartridge, and both Nayana and Selimkan lived through that day, and then many more days, which they spent together. Alright. Well, that is enough betting for me. My luck is very fickle today. Unlike Amsec, you can always trust Amsec. It always lies. Smiling sweetly, Jai presses your goblet into your hand. Her skin seems to glow from within, and the sparks of laughter in her eyes dance like flames. By the throne, you're so beautiful, Jai. To Amsec's deceit. Alright, it is definitely time I left this party. I mean, I don't want to leave early, but we are clearly getting very drunk. To Amsec's deceit. May the deceived not live to regret it. Fog swaddles your mind in appealing ideas of other ways you could amuse yourself at this party. Surrendering to the maelstrom of chaotic thoughts, you let the all-pervading merriment determine your fate. Suddenly we're on the bridge. Oh, okay. So much for our romance with Cabela. Thoughts tumble violently inside your head, periodically ricocheting off the inside of your skull, and trigger bursts of piercing pain. Your tongue feels desiccated and shriveled in your mouth, and it scrapes painfully against your teeth. Light is the enemy. Self-awareness returns unbidden, bringing with it an inexplicable sense of awkwardness. Your beleaguered body violently protests against the very idea of getting out of your soft bed. You hear a soft sigh beside you. Looking over, you see the dark hair fanned out across your pillow. Jai, who is coiled up next to you, fast asleep, is fully dressed, just as you are, or perhaps she's not asleep at all. Shireen, you certainly know how to have a good time. How did the night end? Try and remember the end of the party. How did you end up at my chambers? You and I, we did not fall into bed together just to sleep, did we? We need to make ourselves presentable. The fact we're fully clothed says we probably didn't go too far, but I guess I don't know. Let's try and remember the end of the party. Our carouse is Apparently, plenty good enough. Well, I guess the plus 60 to the bonus is good enough. How did the party end? You struggle to piece together your fragmented memories of last night's carousing. For some reason, you can clearly recall the ingratiating looks of the wardens as they tried to persuade you to stop, the cries of the beggars to whom you gave an obscene amount of alms, and the stamping of the servitor that you rode around the station to Jai's unconcealed glee. Oh dear. Giving alms to the poor is fine. Ignoring the wardens when they tried to get me to stop drinking, probably less fine. Riding around on a stampeding servitor, probably not good. How did the night end? I don't remember all of it, I think. We shot at some people over the heads. Someone didn't offer us the required amount of respect. Then you said that flying a shuttle was easy, and that you would bet your warrant that you could get us to the ship. We also stripped a man and burnt his clothes because the sight of them offended the Exalted One. I can still smell the singed fibers now. How did you end up in my chambers? I helped you get back to your quarters, and then I couldn't find the door to get out again, and you graciously gave up 35% of your bed for me. Yes, I think that's the number our haggling ended on. I'm looking at how she's splayed out on the bed, and I don't think that's 35%. Like, she's horizontal on the bed. You and I, we did not fall into bed together just to sleep, did we? Lapsing into quiet laughter, Jai replies gently, No, Shireen, your conduct was entirely becoming of a rogue trader. Well, we need to make ourselves presentable. I'm sorry to say you're right, Shireen. No matter how soft the bed or how pleasant the company, there is a line we must not cross, and I am perilously close to doing exactly that by getting a couple of bottles of delicious medicine for our aching heads. Alright. So that was a bit excessive of a party, but it is what it is. Let's go down to the main deck of the ship and talk to Jai. See if she has anything further to say after that event. She's back here? Yes. Hello.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
Jai's smile shines brighter than any star you've seen. Get off my ship. Now, I'll see you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Jai laughs and bids you farewell with a wink. Okay. So nothing further from Jai at this moment. I assume that's everything about that. So now we just need to get ourselves to Kiava Gamma and deal with all of these quests. What's going to be the fastest way? I guess we're probably not going to go straight to Kiava Gamma. I'm going to go down here and hope that that has a connection to get to these, so that we'll have explored everything by the time we finally get to Kiava Gamma. Basically, I want to do everything I can before I progress the main quest on. But at the moment, let's warp travel up to here. Fire broke out on one of the decks during the warp voyage. The raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. When clearing the rubble, a few people claimed the soot on the plasteel beams formed lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. In the middle of a warp jump, our sensors detected a void ship, similar to ours in size, but of greater tonnage. The unidentified vessel did not respond to our hails and kept its course, approaching us at high speed. We've got this one twice already, and we will again try to dodge out of the way. And succeeded. The unplanned maneuver was completed without any casualties or damage. The unidentified vessel, or perhaps it was a warp mirage, passed us by and made no attempts to follow us. Chief Mutant Hunter, who's responsible for eliminating heresy. Yeah, we've seen this one as well. Then up to here. Down here. Clan servicing the cooling systems have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and quarters are coming to life. The Voidsmen say that they see strange writhing things lurking in nooks and crannies at the edge of their vision. They look away, the things spread over the room, gnawing on everything in their path and attacking the weak and infirm. Strange creatures cannot be caught. It is almost as if they sense they are being watched and sink into the many cracks between the machines and bulkheads. Yeah, we destroyed them last time with prayer, and I think that still is fitting for what I prefer. Though we have better chances using fire. But yeah, we will banish them with faith and prayer. The Ecclesiarchy mission on board the voidship held sermons in every corner of the haunted chamber. The many-voiced chants and holy rituals manifested their power, and the demons skulking in the cracks vanished without a trace. The crew was cheered, and they praised the God Emperor for his protection. Let's see. Let's head here. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priests, and for a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the Voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. Let's visit this uncharted system. Looks like all we have is 3 planets. Promethium, we don't particularly need. This looks like a hive world. Sentinel's Pride. Or, yeah, Santiel's Pride? Go away, you. Santiel's Pride. This is a populated world. Let's explore this hive city. The Santiel's Pride hives are oozing noxious haze veined with sulfurous streaks. The promethium fumes from the gigantic distilling cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast endless deadlands littered with spots of promethium stations and refineries separate the colossi of rockcrete and adamantine with its crown of gargantuan spires. The heat of this system's star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of House Corda's protectorate. It's hard to tell what's more impressive, the grotesque grandeur of this place or its extreme toxicity. That's it. Okay. We just get a view of how Corda runs their hive worlds. Oh, we have something at one of our worlds. We'll check that out in a moment. We could mine for 2 adamantine, but I'm not going to bother. What do we have going on at Dargonus? Lord Captain's presence will be required for rich spoils. We can plan to go back to that later. Janus has finished whatever they were working on. And we can't start up any new projects. In Vivos? Cannot start any new projects. Hopefully, charting new routes will give us a path over to these 2. Because we've explored everywhere else and none of them pointed here. It does not. Interesting. So these are just cut off. I can force a path, and I think I will. But it's very interesting to me that there isn't a dedicated path already. Let's do so. Let's create a path. Costs 3 of our points, and then it will cost another 2 points to make it safer. Travel to the Emperor's Palm. During the period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Sister Argenta, one of the Lord Captain's personal retinue, was found in her cabin, pale, crying, and caught up in a waking dream. She didn't seem to notice anyone around her. Instead, she clutched a fragment of a burnt aquila in her hand and kept calling for her mother. It took an hour to bring her around. Okay, there is more to do in this system. And we are essentially at the end of my stream. So I think I'm going to pause here. Next time we will actually go in and finish investigating this system. I assume that that will chart new routes here. I guess we can check that now. No harm. Yeah, so we do have a route here. So, yeah, next time we will check out this system, then check this system, and then finally go to Kiava Gamma and see what all is going on there. But I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.